I can say much. Jumbo Mama. Dolly Cocky Taco. That's it. Please sit down. but this Swahili is so important because Swahili has been the unifying force of this country, and it was the idea of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, the first president of this country, to have a national language, their own language that's taught today at primary school and I think beyond, and it's really made Tanzania unique. So I got into it early. When I finished university here in the United States.
What university did you go to?
You don't want to know that.
How about your master's? Where'd you do?
No, so I'm getting to
That's where you got your training in Swahili, right?
No, I finished I did my university at Temple University, where I studied Swahili. They had a very good African studies program. And then I wanted to learn more about Africa. So in all my readings, I knew Tanzania was the place that I wanted to go. So if anybody's interested in what courses I took, here's the calendar. 76. But it's a long way of saying that I've seen this country just emerge from independence to today, where its economic growth is one of the highest in the world, 7.2%. Wow. And natural resources, and it just goes on and on. Now, we're here tonight for the Sega School. And Sega is quite unique. Its founder is Polly Dolan, someone I've known since I was a child. Our families go back 3 generations in Philadelphia. And when I learned that Polly was interested in Africa, I said, let's put our notes together. So we've been friends for about 20 years, and she had this idea that she was going to start a school for disadvantaged young girls in Morogoro, Tanzania. So I've been working with her from the beginning on this project, on the board of advisors. And just 1 or 2 comments about Sega. One, its governance structure. I've seen a lot of NGOs, as they're called, a lot of voluntary organizations, frankly, come and go. This one is unique. It has a board here in the United States, Nurturing Minds for Africa, Nurturing Minds in Africa. And it's a big U.S. board. And you're going to hear from Laura in a minute, who has been the chairman of the board for the last 2 years. Has been on the board for 4 years. From the beginning, 6 years. And it has a remarkable governance structure of dynamic people who are invested in girls' education in Africa. Because I can tell you that the best investment you can make after you invest in yourself is in a young girl's education, particularly in Africa, because that young girl is going to use those resources to be a responsible citizen of her country, a responsible professional, a responsible mother, and is really going to contribute to the future, not only their country, but the world that we live in. And that's what Sega's about. I think there are about 180 young girls there today. My colleague Vivian Consende and I were there in January. My daughter has gone to Sega. She's now director of communications at the school. Last 2 weeks. She tells me she's been there for 2 years. And it's just a remarkable place. So I'm going to stop here. Ambassador Mula Mula really wanted to be here tonight. Unfortunately, she had a family emergency and could not be here. But the Embassy of Tanzania is duly represented, and I'd just like to invite Paul Mwafango to come up and say a few words. Paul?
Yeah. Abby.
Thank you for inviting Ambassador Liberata Mwamula to this important event in honor of Sega Girls School in Morogoro, Tanzania. She would love to be with us today, but it has not been possible because she has lost her aunt. Thanks to Dr. Whitney, thanks to Nurturing Minds, and the Sega Girls School in Tanzania. I recognize the presence of many dignitaries here today. I may not be able to mention the names of whoever is here, but ladies and gentlemen, all protocols are observed. I believe so.
Perfect.
Let me start by saying that Dr. Whitney has said all about Tanzania. He said he loved Tanzania. He loved the people of Tanzania. And Swahili is the language which has united Tanzania. And we are now able to stand strong in democracy with good governance. It's like a model country now in Africa. We have very good ties with the US because of that. And we are banking on you as well. We have to establish also the people-to-people partnership. I want to say a little bit about the situation of women and girls in Tanzania in terms of schooling, in terms of education. Traditionally, Tanzania has been experiencing a gender bias in socialization in many schools. While self-confidence behavior is promoted among boys and men, inactive behavior has been traditionally and culturally promoted among girls and women as well. Girls and women are called on to perform domestic duties and taking time away from learning. Early marriage in Tanzania and many girls in Tanzania and pregnancy prevent girls from finishing school. Again, some parents are often unable to meet the cost of training their children. That's a big problem to us. This poses a big challenge on the retention of those who are supposed to be enrolled in schools. Sometimes girls normally labor to complement household income because of lack of formal employment opportunities. The status now of school enrollment in Tanzania is close to universal at primary level, with the gender parity almost achieved. I'm trying to say in a very summarized way. However, at secondary level, only 31% of boys and 24% of girls are enrolled in schools, with significant gender disparity. Again, for adult literacy, the persistence of low literacy among women is a critical concern, as women's education attainment level is known to have a crucial positive influence on social, economic, and health spheres. Let me also say that in order to address these challenges, the challenge to improve the equality of enrollment and also poverty still remains the main challenge to the improvement of girls' secondary education. The government need to reverse this situation, and you cannot do alone. We have to work together with you. We have to partner with you. Tanzania government believes that we can reach our full economic growth potential if we can increasingly invest in women, if we can invest in their education, if we can invest in their skills and protect them from gender-based violence, which is a common, actually, is a crisis in some countries, even in Tanzania too. And a program called the Big Results Now. We have a program called the Big Results Now in Tanzania. The government effort is to make an attempt to transit the country from low to middle income economy by 2025. We possibly think we may reach an income of $3,000 per capita by that time. So we have a long way to go, really. Education is identified as one of the 6 priority areas of focus for development in the other 6 sectors, which include infrastructure and roads, the power sector, water, transport, but again, the area of mobilizing resources, financial resources, is crucial to us. And again, let me say that this is part of the overall strategy, what we are trying to achieve in terms of trying to empower women and girls. But also we need your support to make sure that women and girls in Tanzania are empowered. They are able to get enough income for their own needs, but also for training their children by conducting various programs to empower them, but by also trying to design strategies that increase their skills, their capacity, and their opportunities. This is what Sega Girls is doing. We appreciate that. But also by providing financial support to strengthen women economic groups. This is part of women empowerment. But what I am saying here is that education is the key. Without education, you cannot open the opportunities. You may not be able to interact with your colleagues. You may not be able even to come up with new ideas how to go forward in investing in the future. So we really need to invest in the future. Finally, I just want to make a very short conclusion by saying that everyone here, me and you, women, ladies, and everybody here has something big or small to give. It can be your money, it can be your love, it can be any form of contribution. Let us help to empower women in Tanzania. And I want to thank everybody. This big gathering, I didn't expect that there would be this big gathering. I want to welcome you to Tanzania. I want to welcome you to Tanzania House again. The Ambassador Mulamula will be happy to meet you any moment, anytime, to work with you, make sure Sega Girls and maybe other opportunities are exploited for you, for your benefit and for our benefit. Thank you.
Laura to come up, I'd just like to give a special shout out. We have some students here from Tanzania.